It's already going.
Yeah.
Are we rolling? Why not?
Ow! My thing pulled my hair. The
Thing hates
the
you.
headphones.
Doesn't like you at all.
My equipment loves me. I'm the breadwinner in this relationship between me and my equipment.
Keeps your equipment going and better know what's best for it.
If you want food in your mouth, equipment, you're gonna have to quit pinching
Taylor,
me.
quit trying to feed your microphones, man.
They hungry. They
Gotta
hungry,
quit it.
hungry hippos.
Hey!
Hey, we're here.
We're here. We're back at it.
Welcome to
Sober Boys back again.
Sober Boys / Taylor Neely Show, because I'm gonna post it to both.
Okay.
Because it's just because why not?
I mean, you're in both of them, so that
I don't
works
know.
out.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who's still listening to Sober Boys.
My dad is. Hi, Dad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad. Drew's dad.
Yeah. So that's nice. That's the
Well,
one
that's
person
good.
that I
He's
know.
all caught up.
And then who knows? Maybe somebody will find it and enjoy the saga later.
Yeah, I mean, you can always go back.
I don't know why I pronounce saga.
Unless we stop.
Saga Genesis.
Unless we stop paying for Buzzsprout, and then all of it goes away. But I have all the episodes on a hard drive,
There you go. Yeah, keep them.
so I have them.
We'll keep them, and then we'll put them in the Disney vault. Remember that? Remember the Disney vault? I guess that was more my childhood.
Is that where Warren Beatty's head is, or Walter?
Warren Beatty?
Walter Disney,
Warren Beatty?
or
Yeah, Walt Disney. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I mean they could be,
Yeah.
but it was always like a '90s commercial, or like in the commercial before the whatever Disney movie you're watching in the VHS is like, get this 101 Dalmatians Part 2, get it, or it's going back in the Disney vault, and you can never get it again.
is that true?
These Disney
Not
Plus,
now.
these Disney Plus kids don't know how good they
Yeah,
have
the
it.
Disney Vault is on.
It's unleashed,
the vault. There's no vaults. Nothing is held.
but we'll make it happen again.
Why would they ever put anything in a vault now?
I don't know, to hide it from grubby little hands.
But I mean, it's all on the like grubby little hands would fuck up.
It would be a cloud vault. It would be a
Right. Because there's no
virtual
You
vault.
can't get any grub on the stuff.
I don't think the Disney
It's
vault
in the
ever
cloud.
really existed.
Because
It was just a ploy to get the kids to go, mommy, you have to get this.
before it goes
This
away.
is going away.
So Disney was giving like light threats.
Yeah. Disney threatened children in the 90s so they could buy more VHS.
Like, we're gonna take this
with
shit
puffy
away.
covers.
We're gonna
Yeah.
take this stuff away if you don't utilize it.
Anyways, this is maybe the penultimate or ultimate Sober Boys podcast.
Who knows?
Maybe, who knows? Maybe either like I wouldn't say I was gonna say an autopsy.
We are but two maidens adrift at sea.
Yeah, I was gonna, just kind of like an overview. Could be a conclusion, could not be. This is definitely gonna be an episode, and then where we go from here, no one knows.
Only the water can tell us.
Yeah,
Only the water can.
only the wind. The wind will take us.
Only the wind can take us. But we're also on the water at the same time. So
wind and the water. Are we in a boat?
Well, yeah, I guess we're in a little raft, probably.
A little raft. Mark Twain. That shit.
Adrift on the river of time. Adrift amongst the.
Well, obviously, these views and opinions expressed by us right now and further into the show no way represent the views and opinions that of Alcoholics Anonymous or a 12-step program, because we'll still talk a little bit about alcohol and recovery and all that stuff, but Taylor's taken his own path, which I fully support.
You're gonna have to pull it out like my cold sober hands. Talk about alcoholism.
Well, we're not both doing the book, so it's kind of pointless to.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So that's why we meet. That's what we mean when we're like, I'm not sure. It is Sober Boys
Still sober boys right now at this moment in time.
in this moment in time.
I'm not drinking or using. So
Well, that's good.
I don't want to do that. Dude, I did a tiny microdose yesterday, like I told you, but
I would consider that using something.
yeah, but everyone I talk to is like, I don't think mushrooms are drugs.
Who's everyone you talk to?
My non-sober friend.
Yeah. It's like-
No, my one sober friend, Sherry, he was on my podcast last week. Mm-hmm. Some people.
well, I'm always. It's not for me.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be like that.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna be that thumping.
Yeah.
If I had a big book, this would be a big book.
You can, it's
Thumping.
right over there behind you.
Oh, it's
Well, there's a candle under my candle that has my name.
Oh
on
yeah,
it.
yeah. That's too far to thump.
Much
Can't
too
go
far.
thumping back there.
No.
I never want to be one of those people, and I don't view myself as one of AA sticklers, big book thumpers, what
Right.
have you, where you're like, you have to do it this way, otherwise you'll die. Like,
Yeah. Oh,
I'm definitely want to keep my mind open for other people, and
I'm thinking about joining the circus.
yeah, that's pretty good.
Maybe I can be one of those elephants or the lion that doesn't eat the lion tamer, even though it's so tempting.
Give off like lion cub vibes,
Yeah, but isn't it crazy how
especially with your short bangs haircut.
Well, I just showered and I didn't have time to goo it up.
Yeah.
So I goo my hair up on the
It
regular.
looks like you're 7 years old and you just want the supercuts. Why does a 7-year-old have a mustache? Don't worry about it.
He's advanced for his class.
Yeah.
Oh, but all the almost spilled. All the everyone I've talked to that are like the friends I've made in AA that have called or I've called, they're like, yeah, well, AA doesn't have a monopoly on recovery,
Yeah.
sobriety, which
Yeah. It's everyone. It's weird. I don't know if weird is the right thing. It's the only thing that's worked for me, but I also
Right.
haven't tried everything. It's worked because I've kind of like forced myself
yeah.
back in there.
Yeah.
I feel like we've shared this, my experience with my own addictions, which is mainly alcohol. And dealing with said own addictions are pretty similar to yours in terms
Yeah.
of like, I relapsed a bunch and I did a little bit of work and felt a little bit better. And I relapsed a bunch again and again, felt all the shame. And I just kept going and something happened.
yeah.
But I cannot, all I can do is say what worked for me.
Yeah. I don't feel, I feel like I'm also really not doing it doesn't feel like I'm really doing anything right now.
Yeah. How does that feel?
Like I'm not really focusing on it.
Yeah.
But recently I've just been focusing on working and saving money and,
It's not my intention to open up any wounds that you don't want to open up.
no, there's no, I heal fast. I'm like Wolverine.
Yeah. I think this is just an interesting topic
Yeah.
to be like, it's, at one point I've said, and I was in a position, not exactly, I'm never going to say exactly yours, but where I was frustrated with AA and I
Yeah.
didn't think it worked for me and I resented it. Because
It does work for me.
because I saw,
It does.
Yeah.
Is the thing.
Yeah.
I just don't want to do it.
Okay, cool.
I just don't want to do anything.
That's a good, healthy way to look at it.
I know it works. I know. And I've never really tried anything else. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying I'm even doing microdose of mushroom to stay sober.
Yeah.
I'm doing just because it makes me feel kind of good. Like it makes my general well-being like
No one's walking around with a ruler to slap your wrist.
no. And that's my fear though, is that someone is going to slap me with a ruler. I'm gonna get in big trouble. But that's my thing about
A Blumhouse nun's gonna slap you.
yeah. But that's my like apprehension to go back to AA because I gotta do this shit again.
Yeah.
I don't want to do shit again because I've gone back so many times.
Yeah.
And I'm not.
I felt that exactly.
Yeah.
Where I think that the last time the last time I relapsed, I was like, so I tried to get sober right when COVID started, and I was going to virtual meetings. This is 2020. I was just 30 years old. I was going to virtual meetings, and I met my sponsor that I still have now, and I felt really good. And then I relapsed, and I was like, well, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And that was scary for me because before I relapsed, I felt, okay, that was my last time. I'm really getting going. And I don't know what took hold of me and allowed me to get back into it, but I felt that exhaustion. Not exhaustion to be like, I'm willing, exhaustion just to fucking do anything.
Yeah.
And so I was a curmudgeon and really kind of like not fun to talk to for the first couple months.
Gift of desperation.
Yeah, but I wasn't doing that much of shit.
Yeah.
But I think I was really lucky to have the same sponsor.
Yeah.
To be like, it's, I'm here.
Yeah.
And that's all he said. It's like, it's no big deal. It's, you just do a few of the same things for a month and a half consistently, and then it's like brushing your teeth for real.
Yeah. And it's not lost on me everything I'm saying is in some way sponsors share in meetings about like, oh, my sponsee said this thing. Like everything I'm saying, I'm like, oh, this is something someone says that is either going to relapse again or like is setting themselves up for failure again.
No, I'm not
saying that's going to happen.
Yeah, it's just a curious case to be in where you have to like, I had to be fully honest with myself when I was so the last time I relapsed, I knew that I finally gave myself an ultimatum, I think, where I had to go to rehab or go to meetings and stay sober. And I just didn't want to go to rehab. I didn't want to like quit my job and go to rehab and shit like that. So I just...
Yeah, people, when they share about going to rehab, they never mention like, oh, I had to put work on hold. I had to put everything on hold.
Yeah, exactly. So I think once I gave myself that ultimatum, it finally got me back into it.
Yeah.
Would not keep me sober forever.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if I'll stay sober forever. I'm just sober today and I got to keep it like that. But going back to when I was fucking hating AA, which I was like 27, 28 or so, and my relapse countless times. I think I had to sit with myself because when I resented AA, I was like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I can deal with this. I'm fine.
Yeah.
And I kept trying to tell myself, I'm fine. I can deal with this. I can. And there's a small kind of like part of myself that I was lying to myself.
Mm-hmm.
This is me.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. And so I had to sit with myself and be honest and see what I really needed. And that can mean a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
It can mean I'll have to do some research to see what else will work for me. I had to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And for you, it could mean, because I mean, microdosing and mushrooms and everything like that is wide open and super new.
Yeah.
And it can, that could be a key. That could be, if it makes you feel better and more centered and more open and available for life.
Yeah.
Then that's a beautiful thing. That's great.
Here's what I noticed yesterday was I took a tiny amount. I didn't even feel it because that's technically a microdose you're not supposed to be able to feel.
Yeah.
At all. And I took it, didn't feel anything. But then like usually about the time I am like tired, want a nap, I wasn't tired.
Okay.
And I've noticed that before, like a microdose, it'll just make me not feel like I need an afternoon nap, which is nice because I feel like I need an afternoon nap right now.
Yeah. Well, maybe continue to experiment with that. Maybe that is an avenue.
Yeah. But it's also not like I don't think I'll ever be in a place where I'm like, oh, I'm not an alcoholic. I know I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah.
I know I'm a drug addict. That is something I will never, ever fool myself again thinking maybe I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah.
I can't see how going to the hospital for alcohol withdrawal, I don't see how I could then be like, maybe it'll be different this time.
Yeah. That's something that you can't lie to yourself about. And I couldn't, when I was frustrated then with AA, I wasn't lying to myself where I was like, oh, I knew I had a problem with alcohol.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm trying to think back. I think I was just fine with, I just didn't want to, like you go back into the program and have to deal with all the people.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause there's every time I come back in, there's always people giving me different advice. Some advice good, some advice.
It's just a lot.
It's a lot, especially when you're raw and vulnerable coming back in. It's like not always, you don't want to hear the aggressive, you gotta attack this thing. It's like, I'm not in the mood to attack anything.
Yeah. And I'm myself kind of coming back into meetings now that, my baby's sleeping more consistently.
You relapsed on baby.
I relapsed on baby pretty much.
Yeah.
There's definitely a spiritual...
Emotional relapse on
There's
baby.
emotional or spiritual relapse or whatever. I lost the routine that I had because it just is going to happen when you have a newborn baby. Mm-hmm. And I felt the same. I was just like, I don't want to deal with people it's so crazy how hard it is to get back to meetings. And in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna go to these meetings and they're gonna ask where I've been, and
Yeah.
then, like, someone's gonna think that I relapsed, and it's gonna be annoying.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be new people, and they're gonna be. This is like how my brain was going. There's gonna be new people, and they don't even know I'm like a home group member of this, and how what I used to, like. It's crazy how my mind spirals, and then I go to Boys and Men or home group for the first time this Monday in like 3 months, and everyone's just
bow to movement.
Yeah, everyone's just B&M, happy to see me.
Yeah,
and asking how the baby is and wants to see a picture of the baby.
Right.
And that's that. That's it.
Yeah.
And it's my sponsor says that's a form of my alcoholism acting out, and I believe it in a sense where it's like whatever. I mean, I believe that because that thinking has kept me away from opportunities to go to a meeting and help somebody.
Yeah. No, I still have. I mean, I get my at least alcoholic thinking presents itself oftentimes in like self-pity for sure. I've been
whatever like paralyzed from
in like
action.
Which someone said on a podcast the other day. What was it? I don't even remember what podcast it was, but they were saying like self-pity is like poisonous.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, I really got to stop. Because I've been feeling down about, because my girlfriend Angel lives in New York City now. And I saw her a couple Sundays ago, but now that it's been a little bit, a week, 2 weeks or whatever, now I'm like, oh, this long distance thing might be kind of hard. I'm going to see her again.
Oh, you think?
Soon. But it's just, I was down on it yesterday and just.
Everyone said it'd be so easy, this long distance thing.
I just get in my head and I'm like, oh, does she really love me? Just like what? And it's just like, I have a lot of insecurity in all aspects of my life, really. Mm-hmm. And it's like really come to a head recently where it's like, I need to, I just don't, it's like, it's kind of, it gets to a point where it's like you're at, it's kind of not pathetic, but I'm kind of like the self-pity and it just feels like a spot, like a thing that feeds into itself.
It's like this again.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, so this week, what I've been doing is I went to the gym today. I ran yesterday, went to the gym Monday, Tuesday. I've been getting up a little bit earlier, getting stuff done, and just like trying to like, because that's like, it's so hard for me to wake up in the morning, like at 7:30, 8 o'clock. It's so hard for me to get out of bed. So I think I'm just trying to take some steps to just like be a little more disciplined. Yeah. I'm trying to save money too. So I'm trying to just be more disciplined and and put more like order in my life. And like prove to myself that like, oh, I can be.
Listen to some David Goggins, bro.
Not even that. Dave Ramsey on Theo Vaughn's podcast. Yeah. I like that one. But I'm also tired of being like, my finances could be way better. And I'm tired of, because it's all stuff I've done to myself too. Yeah. The financial shit. And it's like, I'm tired of living like
we live in late stage capitalism.
Oh so yeah. It's so easy.
That's never going to go away.
No.
But you can always, I like the idea.
Save better.
Yeah, there's like small incremental things.
So what I
always do.
Here's what I did yesterday. I was on a show last night.
Yeah.
And I bombed. And that's
congratulations.
Who gives a shit? I also with that like it was one of those bombs where it started off strong and I fizzled out as I seem to do on book shows. But I was sitting down on my chair and it was it's a bomb where
was it?
Mac McGee's in the Battery. Right by the Brave Stadium.
Oh yeah.
And it was like I was getting hot by the end of it. Just like I feel it, and it felt bad. Sometimes I don't feel bad. Well, this one felt bad for a little bit, but then I was like, I'm moving. I don't really. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you should try a bunch of stuff.
But what I also need to do is realize I need to any book show I'm doing from now on. I cannot bring notes up on stage with me because I've done that forever. Just like on my phone, I'll have like a list and I can look at it, and I need to just like. Have more trust in that, like I'll remember my jokes.
Yeah.
And this got way off topic.
Could you rehearse more?
Yeah,
on your jokes?
Yeah, I
almost like write it out. Once again, I'm not an expert in how one puts together a set or everything.
I'm constantly comparing myself. Well, just Casey Rockett's career has completely gone like to Mars.
He's on
it's
tour.
Crazy.
He's coming on tour now.
Are you gonna go see him at the Earl?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, maybe I should fly back and we should go.
Yeah, we'll do it. For those who have never heard of Casey Rocket and still listen to this podcast, please check him out. He's one of the most brilliant voices in comedy.
He's a genius.
Yeah.
Willie Montgomery, geniuses. But I compare myself. I compare myself to him a lot, but Casey's been doing it for like 8 years now.
Yeah.
And I'm a little over 3 years. Like I still have, it's such a long thing. It's like
you can still, you still have plenty of time to find your own voice.
Yeah.
But I think I understand your frustration is your voice is very similar to Casey Rocket's voice in that it's very silly.
Yeah.
It's very, off kilter and kind of like Kerouac-y in a sense.
He has a very defined thing he does now. But going back on his Instagram, he used to just be more kind of a straightforward comic. It's weird.
So so there you go. So you don't know when you can find that thing.
And it's weird because I thought I had somewhat found my thing a little bit, but then I don't know. I think everyone goes through this like roller coaster of
you just got to be open to being open again.
Yeah. Which I am trying. I've been reading some of that book. That book's really good.
Jeff Foster, The Way of Rest.
Yeah.
Finding the courage to hold everything in love.
It's a good. It's kind of gay, but it's also like I like that stuff that makes me feel like
I like gay shit.
I do too.
Yeah.
And it just here I sent my girlfriend this. This was very sweet. I like musicals. Sweet stuff. I like sweet stuff because it makes me happy. And what did I send her? This thing.
I like I like sour candy.
Here it is.
That's my sweet stuff that I like.
Oh, it makes you cry.
Why they got to be so sour? They could be sweet.
This it was just a meme. This account called More Core on Instagram. I love it. It said, "Just talked to my mom who is 84 and has advanced dementia on the phone. She told me at the end of the conversation, I think about you when I'm not even thinking," which I thought was a pretty profound way to express how we feel about those we love.
Oh, that is
very sweet.
Really sweet.
I like really sweet stuff like that.
Yeah. You're a human being. You feel stuff. So made me feel something.
I'm going to refill my cup of...
No, I understand what you're saying. You refill and Taylor, I understand exactly how you feel. I myself can get into some really negative self-talk. That's kind of like what I run on. So the danger zone is when I'm all by myself and alone. That negative self-talk can be really compounding and keep me paralyzed from doing positive things, not just for myself, but for other people, and keep me from being of service to other people. Next, when you talked about like really sweet things, I've been watching a lot of movies now because baby's been up and I've been feeding her. Yeah, well, we've been watching new movies since I have time now. There's like so much time. A lot of time just me and the baby because Jess has gone back to work and she has So we watched this movie Room with Brie Larson. My opinion of Brie Larson changed completely after seeing this Room. And
really, what was your opinion
Jacob
before?
Tremblay? I didn't like her very much because I saw her in like the Marvel movies and I didn't think that was very impressive. And
she that Marvel girl.
She seemed kind of arrogant in her interviews and stuff.
Yeah,
but this movie Room was crazy.
I've heard it's crazy.
And like her. Quick synopsis is she gets taken at 17 by a creepy guy and gets put into a shed.
So it's like
and she has a child with the creepy guy.
Dramatic real life Kimmy Schmidt.
Yes, exactly. If Kimmy Schmidt was real life, exactly.
Wait, not real life Kimmy Schmidt. Wait, what's that show called? The Adventures of Kimmy Schmidt?
Yeah, it is. You're right.
What's the show called?
Unbreakable.
Unbreakable. I called it the real life Kimmy
The real
Schmidt.
life. No, this is like if it was like treated like in real life, but
Yeah.
her relationship with her son and like them trying to get out. I had to like fast forward and through the kid trying to get like he had to be like there was like a whole thing.
Yeah.
I couldn't take it.
Really?
After having like a kid.
Is it stressful?
And I was just like, I can't do it. And then
How much do you love your baby?
so much.
I bet.
I cry a lot more when there's like really sweet
Of course.
shit. Yeah.
I hear like people say it's like people be like, "Oh, it's such a cliche thing," but like a child just like it really
It
changes
hard.
you, but it just like reframes your brain.
Yeah, it's a different type of love and nothing's perfect,
Yeah.
but except for her, she seems pretty perfect. I turned
She's
to
strong.
Yeah, strong baby. Turned to Jess like 5 days back home and I'm like, whatever it is, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
And that being said, it's so fucking hard to try to figure out my own shit because everything feels like a disaster sometimes.
Do you feel like sometimes the baby gets you out of your head? Like gets you out of your own
exactly.
shit?
Oh, in like good ways and bad ways. In good ways gets me out of my own self thinking, like negative self-talk, because I have to just like the service is there just to make sure she's alive and progressing, and I'm there for her all the time. And somewhat in a negative way, because I turn around and I'm like, oh, the day's over. Where did the day go? I can't. I was like, oh yeah, I'll like work out and get back on that. I haven't worked out in forever because I don't know when that it will be. My working out is like strolling her around.
Just 18 years away.
Yeah, it's gonna be like, and once again, like I was on an AA roll. Like it was just I was
Buttered?
buttered, ready to go. I was just coasting.
Yeah.
And now it's harder, and I feel very outside looking in right now in AA, which is okay. Because I don't have active sponsees right now, so I'm outside of the book of reading the book. We don't read the book anymore, like we did before. And so that's tough, and so I don't feel connected there. And that I've been away. I don't hit meetings that I hit as consistently. So it's a lot of like, where have you been? Oh, good to see you. It's been a while. And I'm like, yeah.
Every time someone from AA calls me, like they're like saying, hey, I'm like, immediately I just tell them what happened, because I'm like, it feels weird not to.
Yeah. It's a weird thing. It's like the lightest cult ever.
Yeah.
It's a super light chill cult.
Yeah.
But
I am kind of piggybacking off what I was saying earlier, like, because I would be lying if I wouldn't say, like, I've been in a place of AA, like, where I've seen, not seen, but heard of someone being like, yeah, like stepping away from AA, and then I'm like, oh, they're going to drink for sure.
Yeah.
Or like having my own judgments about, because I'm just like, I realize like, I feel like I'm so often wrong about stuff just in general.
Yeah. Like as fallible human beings.
And it's like, I just have bad, I just don't, like looking back, I'm like, man, I just know so little. It doesn't mean I'm stupid. It's just like, I just don't know.
We're told not to judge an AA, but I can tell when somebody's going to fucking drink it.
Yeah. I mean, judgment is, I think, a natural human.
I think my initial thing is like, and I know when you are struggling more than you let on, because I just have known you for longer now, and I can just kind of know.
Yeah.
And I don't think you're there at all at the point where I'm like, oh, like from your last like like drug and alcohol relapse.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. But it's really up in there. If I didn't know you and you were doing all this stuff, I would probably say, yeah, I probably would go back and drink, if I'm being honest. And because I know you and you're such a good friend, it's really hard for me to be that blunt and honest. And also, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just if I had to put an over-under on over more, one or two beers a day. Over.
I don't want to do that. I mean, that doesn't even sound fun to me right now.
Right now,
exactly.
That's my reasoning of if someone's making me bet on it.
Yeah.
I don't want to bet on it.
No. And I'm not betting on it at all. I'm like every day a little bit, I'm like, oh, I'm glad I'm sober. I don't want to go to the emergency room again.
Yeah.
But I'm really just not thinking about it very much.
Well, that's good. I'm glad we can really get down the muck and think about it now. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I just like, I'm not thinking about
that's good.
Drugs or drinking, or I'm just thinking about like, really, I'm just thinking about like, I need to make money before I move. That's really been my main concern. And like, I think about Angel a lot because I love her a lot. And like, that's something I don't want to fuck up.
Have you both said I love you to each other?
A bunch.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And that's
just me, like a bunch.
And
she says thank you like all the time.
Yeah, I say I love you. She says me too.
Yeah, me too. She says I know. She loves Han Solo. I'm like, Star Wars all day.
Yeah. Man, Kyle Mooney just got on this podcast. You sound like Kyle Mooney.
Oh, I do. I wonder what he's up to.
SNL.
He's not on SNL anymore. He's been on there for a couple of years.
Oh.
Yeah. Once Beck Bennett left, he stayed for one more year after Beck Bennett, but that's his best good friend.
They're buds.
His best good friend.
Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm trying to remember what I was going to say.
You're just focusing on saving money. You're focusing on actual tasks.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Comedy.
I think that's great.
Focusing on comedy, been writing more, been exercising more.
Good. Those are all great things.
Yeah. But really, like any sort of I feel like my schedule is so I'm very busy right now, so I'm just really like my spiritual life is like not. I'm not really.
You're not praying.
Well, a little bit,
Oh.
tiny bit in my head, not out loud.
No one's here. You could do it out loud.
I know. But I've just been more like thinking about praying.
You're out of AA. You can do like really weird religions.
I know.
Now. You can.
I know. I can do. Well, that book is kind of like about. There's good poems in there.
Could be a
Here, I'll
weird
read you one.
Buddhist.
You tell me what you think.
Oh boy.
You tell me what you think. It better make you cry.
Is it all poetry?
No, it's like little essays.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'll read the
Who knew in the maybe last episode of Boys and Men we're gonna read
It's out of
everyone's favorite part of the podcast.
This is from Jeff Foster, The Way of Rest, Finding the Courage to Hold Everything in Love.
Did he write all these essays?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so this is the title poem or
it's
essay.
long. Okay,
It's
go.
not that long. I don't even know if I want to read it anymore.
Just kidding. Read it.
No, it's just like it's fruity and here we go.
You're really practicing to go to Austin, man. You say gay and fruity. You just steps away from the F.
I didn't say that. The Way of Rest. Oh, sweet little boy, beloved little girl, you are so overwhelmed by life sometimes. I know by the enormity of it all, by the vastness of possibilities, by the myriad perspectives available to you. You feel so pressed down sometimes by all the unresolved questions, by all the information you are supposed to process and hold, by the urgency of things. You are overcome by powerful emotions, trying to control or at least influence everything and everyone around you, trying to hold yourself together, trying to make it all work out, somehow trying to get everything done on time, trying to resolve things so fast, even trying not to try at all. You are exhausted, sweet one, exhausted from all the trying and the not trying, and you are struggling to trust life again. It's all too much for the poor organism, isn't it? You are exhausted, you long to rest. And that is not a failing of yours, nor a horrible mistake, but something wonderful to embrace. For the exhaustion is pure intelligence, and it says, let go, let go. Stop trying so hard, be present. Stop pushing for answers right now. Allow everything to rest right now. Take a sacred pause. Allow questions to remain unanswered for now. Allow space for yourself to breathe today. Allow everything to fall out of control today. Allow yourself to not be able to hold it all up today. Allow yourself to not know how to not know it all. Allow the heart to break if it needs to, and the body to ache, and the soul to wake. Everything is so okay when you get down to it. So okay here. And know you are loved, little one. Know you have always been loved, long before you were named, long before you were even born, long before overwhelm came to show you the way.
Well, damn. That's pretty...
It's a good one.
That's a really good...
I like it.
It's pretty much exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, kind of.
Whenever anyone says turn it over to a higher power, I think that's what...
Because it's just like...
I like Little One. I like how fruity it is.
Yeah. Well,
because Little One, it can be... I imagine me telling that to like my inner self.
Yeah.
My child self.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Good job, Taylor.
It's good. It's just like one thing that going to the emergency room reminded me, like my friend Sherry coming to visit our friend, taking me just like there are people that love me. There are people that love you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a reminder that like, cause it's just like, I've shared this in meetings before, but I just like, and I've shared this with you before and other people, just like the way, if I treated other people the way I've treated myself, it's like, I wouldn't have any friends. I would probably not have a business.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have anything, but it's like we as alcoholics, just like we really, I mean, we treat other people like shit sometimes, but
not nearly as bad, exactly as badly as we treat ourselves. It's crazy.
And it's just like, I've been into stuff like this, like that account more core. I've just been into like, it's not even affirmations. It's just like, I think it all just gets down to like love and like the idea of, cause when Sherry was on my podcast last week talking about like God, the idea of God is like, when it gets down to it, a lot of God to me is like love and like the capacity to feel love and like see it in the world. Cause that's one emotion I think I feel very strongly is just like the people I do love. I'm like, wow, I feel strongly about how much I love this person.
Yeah. It's moments and pops and of feeling and support.
Yeah. And it's been nice lately to live in like, reading stuff like this
Yeah.
and like trying to bring that kind of energy into
I love that.
anything I do.
Yeah.
But I also then I forget. Then I just forget that that's my intention.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I have these intentions and then they're gone.
And that has to be okay too.
Yeah.
And at the same time, we have to make money to survive. And then no, that's great. I feel like that can be, it's easily forgotten. Like even 5 minutes after reading that, then like problems come back. But there's some like really beautiful moments. I think I understand like there's so many like hard and fast rules you can make inside the program of Alcoholics Anonymous within yourself. And it's like, oh, I'm not practicing every single step in the exact way that this person is, especially when they share this person's like better or along a better path, and I technically have more time and what's going on. And to me, sponsorship was an anchor that I currently lost. Like if we're talking about like I'm in a boat, I'm going down fucking river of life, or I'm just trying to like traverse. Sponsorship was like that anchor to like have sort of thing, and that was taken away, and I felt like I was drifting away. Yeah. But the beautiful thing is I've cultivated a lot of relationships that bring me back. Yeah. And so when I do go back to the meetings, I see people that are there with just an embrace. Yeah. And 100% bring me back and bring me out of my own like fucking crazy mind. Yeah. And that's an act of love, and that's just like a really good feeling.
I feel like I need to turn this AC off.
Yeah, if you want.
Get it up on the earphones.
Burn it up.
It's cold enough in here.
Yeah, I don't know what the Braves are doing this year. Technically, they have the same record as they did last year, but it just doesn't feel like they got the juice this year. I don't know. The offense is just anything that can go wrong has gone wrong with the offense, but thankfully the pitching is keeping us in it. I think it feels worse because the Phillies have been so fucking good. It's so annoying. Such a frat bro culture.
Oh, I'm going to a Yankees Braves game when I'm in New York.
Oh, nice.
In July. Do you have a jersey I could borrow?
I have a shirt you could probably borrow. Okay. I don't have a shirt.
I need a shirt.
We don't have a lot of Braves jerseys. I have so many Braves shirts and a hat. I have a shirt and a hat.
I need a shirt.
Yeah, absolutely. We can make that happen.
It'll be fun
New Yankee Stadium, I've not been to yet. Cool. I've been to Citi Field, I've been to Shea Stadium and the old Yankee Stadium. But New Yankee Stadium is fine.
Tickets are like $55.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Baseball tickets, I don't imagine, are usually very expensive.
Depends on where you sit. But in comparison to like football tickets, which are crazy expensive because there's not as many games. Yeah. And basketball tickets, which is crazy expensive because of like the popular culture clout that is gained to go to a basketball game. Baseball games are great because there's 162 of them, and you can really just buy general admission tickets and just find yourself a seat on a weekday game.
Yeah, that's cool.
Ushers don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
At least at Truist, as long as you're not trying to get in like dugout seats, you can probably find a good seat.
Yeah, but the Yankees are the Yankees.
Yeah, I don't know. The ushers are there, so
what is America's baseball team? Which one is that?
I don't know.
Was it ever the Yankees?
That was the Braves, man. It was the Braves forever. It was,
Why?
kind of officially America's baseball team from when Ted Turner bought the team and put them on the TBS Superstation in the 70s. Yeah. He coined them as America's team. Yeah. They're god awful for 30 years. Yeah. Since they moved to Atlanta, they made 2 playoff appearances until 91. Wow. And but they were still America's team because it was the only team you could watch every single game on cable. Mm-hmm. Other than that, they rotated like the main game on like the bigger stations.
Who would be America's football team?
I think the Cowboys claimed that in the 90s, but everyone hates them.
Yeah.
The Yankees in the 90s were known as the Evil Empire because they would just buy up all the talent, and it was easier to kind of figure out the free agent market back then, where you could buy it. And
I feel like the Yankees were really good when I was like in high school.
They're always going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
Their last ship was in 2009 though.
Yeah. The hat though is pretty universal.
Well, I mean, the Yankees have 27 or 28 championships, World Series championships.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
they're the most of
it is baseball.
Professional. Professional sports team.
Probably.
Major wins.
World Series champions.
World Series wins.
In terms of like actual championships, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Celtics have a lot, but I don't think they have as many as
Who would be the basketball equivalent of the Yankees?
Celtics, I guess.
Who would be?
Or it's Celtics and Lakers. Maybe the Lakers more.
Football's probably what, Patriots?
Now, modernly, but Patriots were awful until Tom Brady took up.
Yeah.
They're awful historically. Drew Brees kind of brought him back. A lot of
Yeah.
people don't realize that. Packers, I guess. Packers and Cowboys and 49ers in the 80s.
My parents' house, Joe Montana.
Yeah.
I have two things. I have a AJ Hawk Packers signed jersey. My parents have it framed.
Cool.
That my dad bought at the Buckeye Hall of Fame Cafe.
Now he's on the Pat McAfee show all the time, isn't he? Is that him? Yeah. Pat McAfee's fucking nuts.
I like him.
In small doses.
I like him on College Game Day.
Yeah.
He's a good. I've never watched his show.
They need a wheel Lee Corso off.
His show looks insane.
Yeah.
What's going on that set? It looks like his bedroom.
I don't know.
And why is he always in a wife beater?
It's not that different.
Yeah.
Because he thinks he's like super jacked.
He's fat jacked.
Yeah,
He's
right?
like frat boy jacked.
Yeah, he's frat boy jacked.
Southern frat boy jacked. I mean, he looks like he's fun though.
Yeah,
He's making millions of dollars.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's keeping ESPN running.
Yeah. Him, Kirk Herbstreit.
He's the Joe Rogan of sports.
Do you like Kirk Herbstreit?
Yeah, of course. He's
I love
great.
Kirk Herbstreit.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I like him because he used to live in Upper Arlington, my hometown.
He kowtows to Georgia because we beat his ass in '93. And which bowl was that in '93? Fuck. Citrus?
Cotton.
I don't think it
Orange?
was cotton. I think it was citrus.
Is Citrus still a bowl?
It's something different now.
I feel like it would be the Orange Bowl now.
It's whatever bowl's
Orange
in
Bowl's been
Orlando.
around forever.
Oh yeah.
The Rose Bowl, the granddaddy of them all.
Granddaddy of them all.
I love that. Oh, I was talking to, I felt good about this. I
Yeah.
played golf Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, there was a snafu, and my friend,
A kerfuffle or a snafu?
it was a kerfuffle.
Oh wow.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Helped me figure out what it really was. Because
Wasn't a hullabaloo, was it?
no. That's like Who's from Whoville,
Yeah.
Grinch level insanity.
Okay, just a bit of tomfoolery.
No, it wasn't quite that fun.
Okay, so it was a kerfuffle. What happened with a kerfuffle?
But we were talking about college football. I was like, oh, I'm an Ohio State fan. And then they were like, one was a UNC fan.
For football?
Yeah. I'm like, they suck always. So that's
Okay.
fun. Have fun in the
Have fun having Mac Brown as your coach.
But I was like, oh, they were talking about the Ohio State-Michigan rivalry. And like someone was saying, one of their friends was saying it wasn't that big of a rivalry. I was like, what did they
It's
call
the
it?
one.
It's called The Game.
It's the game.
The Game.
I sat down with our friend to watch it at a bar last year, and I was excited. No dog in the fight.
Yeah.
Now I kind of do because you and him are Ohio State fans, so I'm kind of more of an Ohio State fan. But I was like geared up for it. I was ready for it, more so than almost Georgia, Florida.
God, anytime Ohio State and Georgia ever play, we'll have to figure out how to go to.
We'll make it
game.
happen.
Yeah,
Yeah. That was. We went to one of the best games.
that was pretty fun.
Yeah, that was crazy. Midnight Miracle.
I hated how. Remember that guy?
You
that
had
was
a
like,
really good time
I
for
know,
most of the
yeah.
time.
Remember that guy after that almost got in a fight?
With you?
No. Little tiny short Ohio State fan was like pissed and just trying to fight people.
Like a fighting Irish guy.
Yeah, he was drunk.
Yeah, I remember I had to quell my excitement a little bit because you were there. We went to go see my dad afterwards because he was in the real seats.
Yeah.
Where we were sitting up in like standing
We had
room.
great seats.
They were good standing room seats.
Oh, yeah.
We had to get there right when they're open,
Yeah.
but they were good. But I was like, all right. I was like, my dad came up to me like he wanted me to jump in his arms, and I was like, yeah. Remember the Alabama game? We'll get. And then when you left, we got really excited. We jumped you up. We were like, can you believe it?
Yeah. It's hard to it's a weird because it's just a game, but it's hard not to be like it's hard to not drag.
College football becomes more of an identity than I feel
It's
like
weird,
any
yeah.
other sport because it's the town.
Especially if your team is really like our teams are always good.
Yeah, and
So it's hard to your team only is recently very good.
yeah. Before that, we were close but no cigar for 40 years.
Yeah.
But
Ohio State's been good for so long.
this is we did the AA thing. Let's do a little college
talk about
football.
college football.
We never really get to talk about that much about college football. It's whatever. Welcome to our college football podcast with like no actual stats and
Yeah,
just based on feeling.
You would throw out stats quicker than me.
Yeah, but it's not like a real college football podcast where the stats are like right there.
Yeah.
I think college football is so great because of the town, because of your family.
Yeah.
Is entrenched in it.
Yeah, and because I grew up in Arlington, which is in Columbus, is right down the street
Yeah.
from Ohio State.
My dad's side of the family lived in Winder and Watkinsville, which is 15 minutes,
Yeah.
30 minutes and 15 minutes
Yeah.
away from Athens.
Yeah.
And
But you go into like my family's house, we have an Ohio State room.
yeah,
The den has slowly become the Ohio State room
it's a big fucking deal.
we get because AJ Hawks. It's funny, but then you have AJ Hawks Green Bay Packers jersey down there.
It's, I'm not a Christian. I'm not tied to any religion.
Yeah.
But college football is the closest thing
Yeah.
I get.
Yeah.
It's definitely like a collective thing, like I go to a Georgia game and there's some people with some political, social, emotional views that I do not share, but we're going to be cheering for Carson Beck to complete that pass.
I mean, this is how much
together.
I don't know if
It's kind of a beautiful thing.
yeah. It's weird that it's just a sport and.
Yeah.
But it's just so, I mean, it's a testament to
they're kids playing too. That's the nuts thing. Everyone's like, they're just kids. I was like, no, you don't. It's the whole thing.
It's a testament, though. I mean, we build these stadiums that can fit 100,000 people
Yeah.
to watch a game.
Teenagers and early
Yeah,
20-year-olds
yeah.
playing it. That has to fuck with their heads, doesn't it? Especially the ones that don't go to professional, like the 98% of the players that don't play any professional ball.
I mean, when I was in high school, I played in Ohio Stadium because we played Springfield, Upper Arlington. We played Springfield, and Kirk Herbstreit did the Kirk Herbstreit Classic, where they would televise high schools on ESPN.
That's pretty cool.
So I got to play.
Do y'all ever play Bishop Sycamore?
I don't know.
I'm just kidding.
We played Saint X we played a Florida team and we got destroyed.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't in high school yet, but
I think it's like Pius the 10th, or like it's usually the 10th saint with that name. There's no saint named Saint X. That's a professor, and he has a school of mutants.
and he's bald.
You got to mix.
He can read everyone's brain.
They're so good because they had special abilities playing football.
Oh no, here's
Read everyone's brain.
our thoughts.
Yeah, you're in for it now. My name's Professor X, and I can read your brain.
It's just a bunch of wiggly lines. What
It's
the-
a musical. X marks the spot, and I can read your brain. It's from my new X-Men musical.
Here's how I got paired up with a random guy playing golf once, and he had a Miami Hurricanes bag, and then we were talking about because they had just lost. Remember last year that the Miami's coach made that awful call.
Yeah, Georgia Tech.
He completely fucked it up.
That was crazy.
Hilarious.
It was really funny. As a Georgia fan, even I enjoyed it, even though Tech won.
Yeah. But he was even talking about like when Ohio State beat Miami in like the 2002 national championship game.
Yeah.
Where they went into like 3
You
overtimes.
should have never beat Miami. That call should have never been made.
Yeah,
Is that
exactly.
what you're talking about?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And he's still upset about it.
Yeah.
It's like over
This is
20 years
how
ago.
crazy my brain goes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Georgia has had continues to. We'll see how if this continues, but we've continued to have just a whale of a time trying to beat Alabama at any time, especially in Atlanta.
We'll see
Can't
this
beat
year.
Alabama in Atlanta for some reason. That fucked our shit up last year, but I feel like we would have been really hated if we won 3 in a row. So it's kind of like quelling shit down.
It would have been a lot.
It would have been too much. But that being
Because then
said,
you'd have to enforce.
this is how crazy my mind goes. Is like I still remember that feeling I had when in 2012 when Kirby Smart was the defensive coordinator for Alabama and Mark Richt was taking his 2012 team. It was still the BCS era, but Georgia was number 3 and Alabama was number 2, and it was the last game of the year,
Who's number
SEC
1?
championship. Notre Dame, remember Manti Te'o, his fake girlfriend, got them all the way. Yeah. So the winner of that game was going to go play Notre Dame in the national championship, which meant kind of like how Georgia played Ohio State 2 years ago. Whoever won that was going to win the national championship.
Yeah.
Both teams were so much better than Notre Dame. And so we drive all the way down, final 5 seconds. Do not spike the ball.
Yeah.
If you remember this game or not, but we do not spike the ball. 5 seconds to go, final play. We're 8 yards away from the end zone.
Yeah.
We had to score a touchdown to win. We're down by 4 or something
Yeah.
like that. Ball gets tipped. One of our receivers, Chris Conley, I think he's still in the league.
Yeah.
Makes the catch.
Yeah.
We have no timeouts left. He catches it in bounds. The clock rolls down. We lose the game on the 3-yard line. We're like staring. We stared just into absolute space.
Were you there?
It's pretty much, yeah.
Oh my God.
Pretty much exactly how
Yeah.
you felt
Yeah.
when y'all missed the field goal.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful that happened because
Yeah.
let me tell you, what would have happened if we scored a touchdown? We would have beaten Alabama. We would have beaten Notre Dame and been national champions in 2012.
Yeah.
Mark Richt would have kept his job in 2015 because, just 3 years removed from national championship.
Yep.
Shit would have gotten worse and worse and worse. Kirby Smart would have already gotten plucked and coached at South Carolina. South Carolina would have been winning championships.
And the guy I was just on that bachelor party trip with, Luke Doty,
would have not
receiver.
played on
no,
South
probably
Carolina.
not. He's a white guy. yeah, he never would have been.
I would have been recruited by Kirby Smart.
Yeah.
But then, and then this year, Kirby Smart would be coaching Alabama
Wow. Yeah.
because they would have just brought him back.
I have to pee so
Well,
bad.
yeah. So, but that's how fucking obsessed we are. That's where I'm so grateful we lost Alabama that year so we could have 2 championships. And we're going to probably, we'll both be in the playoffs this year. Well, I'm glad that we've had this podcast. We might have a few other episodes, but Taylor's moving to Austin, Texas, and I'm bad with technology, so we'll see how we'll probably do a back and forth from him in Austin and me here. But life happens, and what isn't going to change is us being here and supporting each other. Don't tell him I said this, but I love this dude, and I want the best for him. And selfishly, I want him to stay here, of course. Selfishly, I want him to be in the fucking program and shit, but that's not my call. But my call that I do have is me being here in support of whatever he asked me to be in support of. Thanks to anybody and everybody who's listened to us. I hope we have helped some people. Because that's the main goal, is to have fun and help people. I'm talking to the people right now. Because we're closing up, right? What are we at?
52 minutes and 22 seconds.
Yeah. So, I just said thank you to my dad mainly. Still listening.
Might just be a podcast for him this
time. But really to anybody who comes back and listens to this. And
Yeah.
like I said, I don't know we both have busy schedules coming up.
What do I have? I'm going to be up in Ohio June 5th. June 6th, going to drive up. Wedding, my best friend from growing up is getting married, so
Nice.
going up there. Angel's going to fly in, drive up there
that's
together. Nice. And then I'm going to New York again at the end of June.
Yeah.
That should be fun.
I love New York.
It'll be fun to go back. And then July. Oh, I'm going to Las Vegas in July for a Mariah Carey concert.
No, you're not.
With Angel. Yep.
It's going to be awful, by the way.
Yeah.
The concert.
Yeah.
Not because she's not talented. I love Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
She's the one diva, her and Cher, I guess,
Yeah.
are the two real divas that can be just fucking god awful. And you're like, I love it. She's being terrible. And she's like, deserves it. She like earned it. She earned that shit.
Yeah. All I want for Christmas is you.
She hasn't been trying for like 20 years now, but it's still special. Not unlike Madonna, who's just kind of gross.
Yeah. And I'm mainly going just to spend time with Angel.
Yeah.
I don't care about the concert.
Vegas is fun. We have a Vegas list, right? We'll send it to you.
Oh, send me the Vegas list.
Yeah.
I got my flight today, and it was.
Have fun at the sports book. It's one thing to just do a DraftKings app, but it's another thing to
I'll gamble a little bit.
Be in a sport. Yeah. Do gamble mainly in the sports. That's where it's most fun.
Yeah. Gambling's never been.
And then find the most ridiculous slot possible.
Yeah. I've never had the gambling bug because I was at a casino.
Too much pressure at a table.
And
I don't know.
I lost $15 once on an accident, and I was like, I'm not doing this. For some reason, the gambling bug does not get me.
Last time, I've only went to Vegas once to shoot a Chick-fil-A promo commercial. Because Chick-fil-A was coming. There's the first 3 Chick-fil-A's that were coming to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And so I was like doing comedians in cars getting coffee
Yeah.
version of interviewing the franchise
Yeah.
owners, and it was like pulling teeth.
Oh.
Trying to.
Oh.
But it was we had
Were
a
you
really
driving a car?
Yeah, I was driving like a Corvette, and I almost
Oh.
crashed. Driving it back to the rental place.
Yeah.
I swerved and like it was fucking nuts. But we had fun and we were all good. We had fun in Vegas. We missed our flight going back because we read our tickets wrong. We read the
Yeah.
tickets for when we arrived on our arrival. It was like a whole thing. And so we already checked out
Yeah.
and we got a flight for the next that was going to board in like 18 hours.
Ugh.
So we just took our luggage and just did a bunch of fun things in Vegas with our luggage.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah, we had a good time. We were out of money, and so Jess's friend like wired her some money, and then we also like won a slot. We're like, it's meant to be. We won like $300 on a slot, and we're like, we're gonna be okay. We went to the Orleans casino because they're playing movies all the way through, and so we just like watched a couple movies
Oh, cool.
after we won our winnings.
Yeah.
It was a great time. It was one of the best memories I've had.
That's pretty fun. Yeah, I'm excited. We're flying in on Thursday. Show's on Saturday, so we're flying Thursday. My flight gets in at like noon.
Where's the show at? The Pyramid?
Some theater. I don't know. I wish it was at the Sphere.
Ooh, the Sphere. No, that's
not?
U2's
I
house.
know. That's U2 house.
Apparently Fish had a
U2's
U2's?
U2's.
Hey, going to U2's
I'm going to
concert.
U2's tonight.
wise guys at a U2 concert.
You fucking you see U2's on stage?
How is that not a 90s SNL sketch?
Yeah. U2's.
Yeah.
U2's.
U2's gonna say U2's?
U2's.
And like the Don Pato. And now,
yeah.
what? 2 wise guys at a U2 concert.
What is that? That's that's a famous voice, right?
Don Pardo is the voice for SNL forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this voice sounded like this. Somewhat.
Is some different guy now?
It's Daryl Hannah. He's a weird dude.
Yeah.
But he was on the cast. He was in the cast. He played Bill Clinton in like the late 90s. During
Oh,
Monica
he had that
Lewinsky.
documentary that came out.
He had a documentary of himself. He struggled with
He's a
alcohol.
weird, yeah.
He's
He,
strange.
like hard. Yeah, he's kind of strange, but he had a hard
He's got like
time,
some tism in there.
Yeah, I
But-
think that for sure.
But if it hasn't changed, and I don't think it has, he announces it.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's like his voice isn't special or
It's
anything.
not the same.
Fun fact: when Pardo died, he does a Pardo, and so for the first season, he did Don Pardo.
Yeah.
and that was extra weird for everybody. It's like it's kind of weird. He died, and
He's just doing an impression?
yeah,
So he stopped doing it.
yeah, he just did his own voice.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I just watch SNL still all the way through.
Angel watches it, so I've been watching it more. I just watched the YouTube the next day.
I have a theory, and then we leave, of why the live sketches are garbage most of the time. There's no golden age, but I felt like the live sketches were a lot more consistent in terms of execution.
Yeah.
When, Hader, Sudeikis.
when improv people did it?
Yeah. When these guys
all-
were trained in sketch at Second City, at UCB, at Groundlings.
It's
And
like
they were
all-
pulled from them.
Yeah.
Now it's all internet and stand-ups.
It's a lot of stand-ups.
It's a lot of stand-ups and it's a lot of internet people, and they're not trained
Yeah.
how to do live sketch.
Yeah.
And so no matter the writing, I think has gotten better. The writing's gotten more interesting.
Yeah.
It's gotten more fun, but the execution of live sketches is very difficult.
I
could do a whole fucking podcast on that.
I like it's okay, we can do the SNL college football podcast.
Yeah.
It is like I think Weekend Update is good still. I like at
Yeah.
least,
Colin Jost and Michael Shea, they're great.
but it's like the one-on-one, it's like 2 characters. Once it's more, it seems to get kind of lost.
It's the
A lot
cast
of them
is
seem
too
to-
big too.
Yeah, and it seems like
You can cut a lot of fat.
it seems like it kind of a lot of the sketches seem to fizzle out.
Yeah, keep Bowen Yang as your main kind of engine guy. He's great in everything.
I didn't like him at first, but now I like him.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
And then there's some.
I like Marcellus Hernandez.
You said he was good at the Comedy Cellar.
Yeah,
right?
his stand-up is
It's
hilarious.
too short for me.
He's pretty short. He's a short guy.
I don't know. Sometimes he gives off the vibes of I'm doing a funny sketch at this high school talent show, which is a lot of what the young
Yeah.
kids are doing. Sarah Sherman, I think, is really funny.
Oh, Sarah Squirm. She's great.
Yeah.
Her stage name is Sarah Squirm. But she's also a stand-up.
She does different shit.
Yeah, she's very weird. But yeah, Michael,
I
who's the
think
guy?
Chloe Fineman's the worst person on that show. I really dislike her, the way that she does comedy.
She seems like a doll.
She is full of herself. She thinks she's a lot
so?
funnier than she is.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
She could be. I don't know.
Well, she thinks that she has like all these impressions and she doesn't. And like impressions are so tired now too.
Her face looks like that voice that and talk like this.
Yeah.
Her face looks like that.
Heidi Gardner, I think, is really good.
Yes, she's hilarious.
Ego Wildem, is that her name?
Yeah.
The attractive black woman that's on the. She's like a glue person. She's so good in like keeping sketches going.
Yeah.
But when she tries to go off and
She's
do
kind of
her-
like Lady Keenan Thompson.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, when she tries to go off and do her own thing though, like
Yeah.
as a character, it never really
Yeah.
works for me.
Keenan Thompson's always great.
He's just always gonna.
Keenan
be there.
Thompson
It's
is truly.
he tries to do other stuff every now and again. But it's like no, stay at SNL. That's
He's
what
so
you're-
great at SNL.
Yeah, and he wasn't. He stayed far enough away from that Nickelodeon controversy too. So it's
Yeah, he did. And I'm sure that
documentary's trying to ruin my fucking childhood.
I didn't watch it.
It's worth an interesting watch.
Yeah.
It is an interesting watch. It is interesting and it's worth a watch.
Yeah. Certainly.
Sorry, my tangent apparently is college football and SNL.
There'll be more to be had.
Yeah.
Well, guys, that's another episode of the
That's another one.
Welcome. We'll see you the next time this happens.
We'll see you the next time this happens.
Whenever that is.
Yeah.
I'll see you on my regular show next week.
I might listen to it.
The one with Sherry was good.
Yeah, I'll go back and listen to that.
I mean,
Y'all talking
other than
about God and shit?
Yeah, we
that sounds fun.
We did 2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't mean to, but
I'm going to have to be doing a task.
yeah, oh yeah, it's what I do at work all day. I work by myself. I listen to podcasts all day.
Yeah.
But you
I'm
know,
listening to a lot of Pod Save America with the doomsday election coming.
it's gonna suck.
Holy shit.
I feel like a lot of people just aren't even paying attention because
That's the problem.
I feel like a lot of people are like it's the same. Because if
It's not the same,
I'm like,
guys.
because if I'm not paying attention, other people are not paying attention. I was for a little bit, but then I like.
Trump wants to Putin this shit, man. If he's gonna try to be Putin, he's gonna fail at it, but it's
Yeah.
gonna be rough. No one wants that in their lives. Just have your grandpa be president for 4 more years, and then we'll figure it out later.
I have no idea what's gonna happen. RFK's still in it.
He shouldn't be. Although I don't think it matters because his name pulls a few Democrats,
Yeah.
but his insane ideas and believing in every conspiracy theory
Yeah,
pulls some MAGA people. So it's like an even pool, I think.
yeah.
You met him once.
I did. I got a picture with him.
Seemed like a nice enough guy.
He's great. He's very nice.
You see any worms in his brain?
He doesn't have a worm in his brain. He's on Shane Gillis's podcast, which you should listen to.
Matt and Shane? Or
Yeah,
just his own?
Matt and Shane.
I've heard a couple of them. I
But
heard him
no,
talk
you
about
should-
love on the spectrum.
You should listen to RFK on there. They had
Yeah.
RFK on there recently.
Don't push RFK on me. Does he believe his own uncle's like death conspiracy?
Oh,
I'm sure he does.
What was it?
I don't know. There's so many conspiracies on the
JFK?
JFK
Oh,
assassination.
I think the CIA killed JFK for sure.
Yeah, that's the one conspiracy.
That makes the most sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it was one shooter.
I like I like Ron Funch's joke about conspiracy theories. It's like you don't have to believe in every conspiracy theory, but to believe in none is equally as crazy. You think the government's bad in 1,000? I was like, yeah.
Casey Rocket did. I had a joke when I first started, an impression of JFK where he commits suicide in Dallas, Texas, killed himself, and then Casey Rocket on Kill Tony did a joke about JFK killing himself. I was like, oh fuck, we had the same
Yeah.
thought.
I believe you'll find your voice.
Yeah, it's just weird because at least for me, I felt like I was finding it, and then I felt like.
And Casey Rocket took it?
No, I don't think
okay.
that at all. I'm not. I don't think I'm doing exactly what Casey Rocket's doing.
You never were.
No, and because it's frustrating when people are like, my friend.
Casey Rocket has more danger to him. Like he is exactly the mascot for Honeycombs in the 1990s.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's him. And you're more of a Honey Smacks guy. You're more of that frog in Honey Smacks. Like you can have like that backwards cap and you seem more approachable. Yeah. But I feel like we would root for you and Casey the same way. There's like
I want nothing
genuine quality.
I want nothing but the best for Casey.
Oh my God,
He
absolutely.
deserves it because it's just different. And
No one's ever done comedy like him before, I don't think.
I don't think so.
It's like if Casey's like if Robin Williams was good at comedy.
It is kind of like that, yeah.
I don't care what people say. Robin Williams was a tremendous actor, but his comedy was cringe from day one.
As a kid, I watched the specials. Like, oh, I like this, but as an adult,
Yeah,
it's weird.
that's a good point.
It's
Like,
weird.
As a genie, it's great for like kids and everything.
But yeah, as an actor, he's an incredible actor.
Yeah.
But still a beloved man.
Oh, he's great. He's super talented.
Yeah.
But everyone's like, his comedy. I'm like, not really.
It was a little bit racist,
Yeah.
but
All the voices and shit.
yeah. But who are we to talk ill of? Not ill, but
Anything else? Anything else? Go watch Hacks on HBO if you haven't. It's amazing.
I haven't.
So good. As a comedian, you should watch it.
I should watch it.
Yeah.
Who's in it? Is it the lady from Always Sunny?
No. Yeah, she's in it. She's a character. She's not the main character.
Yeah.
Gene Smart's in it.
Palm Royale on Apple TV. That's an okay show.
Yeah. Hacks is better. 100% probably.
I was watching stuff with Angel, and then she's moved, and I'm not
Watch
watching
Hacks.
anything.
Watch Hacks. Watch Hacks.
I gotta watch Hacks. I gotta finish Palm Royale. I gotta finish. What was that show about the stalker?
Designing. Have you ever seen Designing
Baby
Women?
Reindeer.
It's hilarious that I even asked. If
Designing
you saw it,
Women?
If you've ever seen Designing Women.
No,
It's a
I really like.
80s sitcom set in
Okay.
Atlanta. About a
Crazy.
dress shop.
Yeah.
But Jean Smart was in that, and she's in Hacks, and she's amazing. And it's all about writing and comedy. And she basically plays like a Joan Rivers type.
A spooky ghost.
It's like like a mix between Joan Rivers and like Kathy Griffin type of like
Yeah.
specific comedian that's
Yeah.
like stuck in her ways. And then this, Gen Z writer comes in,
Yeah,
kind of down
yeah.
on her luck,
If
and
you-
they bond.
Yeah.
And they, it's a character study. It's uplifting. It's really well written.
Before we go, if you were a ghost,
Mm-hmm.
what would your unfinished business be?
That sounds like something you'd see on Inside the Actor Studio.
Yeah.
Mine would be to have I think it would be to have a faithful and rewarding conclusion to Inside the Actor Studio.
Yeah. How do ghosts finish their unfinished business?
They hope they find a Whoopi Goldberg, I guess.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Maybe they play a role in like, kind of like being. You've never seen the movie Ghost? What do you mean?
No,
What the fuck?
I've never seen Ghosts.
What the hell?
Is it-
She was a conduit to
This movie with
the ghost.
Patty Swayze, right?
Yeah, Patty Swayze.
I've never seen Ghosts.
You need to see Ghost.
I've also never seen Titanic all the way through.
Jesus Christ, what are we doing?
I've never seen
Worth it. It's awesome.
what's the movie where the wind blows?
Billy Zane is awesome in it. He's my favorite.
You mean the guy that goes to the meetings?
There's a guy who looks like Billy Zane in the meetings.
He does.
Oh,
Is
so
that
good.
guy? I wonder if he's like an actor. He just has an actor's look.
No, he's like businessman.
Yeah,
Business.
but he's always like,
Yeah, he is
he
always
has a
that.
weird look,
He is always that.
and he gets upset. He always seems like
He's not though. He's not. But he always looks
Yeah.
upset. All right, we're way off on a tangent.
okie dokie. Once again, I've been Taylor.
I've been and always been Drew. Maybe we should do a different podcast where we watch movies you've never seen before.
We could do that.
That might be kind
We
of fun.
couldn't put it on YouTube though because we get copyright striked right away.
Really?
Yeah.
What about fair use and all that shit?
I don't know.
We just won't like use the music or like do it upside down or shit like that.
I can ask.
People review movies.
Yeah, I mean we can review movies, but you can't play it and like play it as it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Doug Benson does his one show.
There's how did this get made? There's a lot of them.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. All right. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.